Okay, so I'm gonna bend down to start off so you can see the hat. But I think trying to get the full hat is not gonna be as good of an angle as having the camera positioned how it is, so take a moment to appreciate the beauty of the classic Burger King crown, fiery edition. And then that's probably going to be out of frame the rest of the video, but we've got here the full fiery menu, the thing they're advertising heavy at Burger King right now. And we're going to jump right in. So from the little graphic on the screen in the store, it's like how I'm interpreting it, because on the commercials it says 1 to 5, and I thought that meant you could pick the spiciness for each thing, but the graphic that they had at the store, which I'll try to throw up on the screen now, it kind of has them all laid out where it seems more like this is the least spicy, and then the chicken sandwich is the spiciest item. So we're gonna work our way up from least to most spicy. This is the fiery strawberry Sprite, which sounds disgusting. So it'll be nice to get it out of the way right off the bat. Off gate, it's giving kind of like pink lemonade flavor. It's got some nice little strawberry notes, but then after you swallow, you can just feel like kind of a burning down your throat. The flavor itself isn't bad, and the spiciness is like almost imperceptible. But then like it literally doesn't really taste spicy as you're drinking it, but you just feel like a strange burning, like lingering all down your throat. So it's kind of like a different type of spiciness than you would expect going into something that's supposed to be spicy. And honestly, the flavor of this is pretty nice. Like it's sweet, but it's not like overboard. It's not drying my mouth out. It's refreshing. It's light. The spicy aspect is the one thing that kind of throws it off and makes it weird. Without that, I feel like this would be pretty good. And I feel like it's not like weirdly spicy in a way that completely ruins it, but the spiciness component that kind of lingers afterwards just feels out of place and weird. But I gotta say, this tastes a lot better than I would expect. So overall, I'm gonna have to give the fiery strawberry Sprite a nice maybe 6. I'll give it a solid 6 because it does have some nice flavor there. The spiciness just doesn't really make sense and it's kind of weird, but that's not bad. Moving straight ahead, we've got the fiery mozzarella sticks. They kind of look similar to a normal one, except dyed a kind of strange orange color. So there's the obligatory cheese pull. I don't know, it's very dry. The cheese isn't like melted enough. It's giving more like refrigerated cheese stick than like melty, ooey gooey goodness. I got marinara with it, just classic marinara, of course. I think that might be a pepper jack. I don't know if you can see, but I'm seeing the little pepper flakes on the cheese. I don't know. There's just nothing special about this that's really wowing me, though, I gotta say. It just tastes kind of like flat and bland. There's a little bit of spice, kind of similar to the drink. It feels like the spice comes on a little more in the aftertaste and just kind of lingers. But it's not really adding anything flavor-wise to this. As far as mozzarella sticks go, this is a pretty piss-poor effort. I'm going to give this like a 2. These are not really impressing me. There's nothing special. There's nothing really coming through. It's just kind of bland and limp. The cheese isn't melted enough. There's not really any flavor in the breading. It just tastes kind of bland and dry and cold, and it's, you know, there's nothing there. There's nothing there to really talk about. So here we've got the Whopper. So I got all of this for $22, which I thought was pretty good for this amount of food. And I wanted to shout out my local Burger King because, you know, they hooked it up. I felt like this was kind of an awkward, weird thing to order, so I kind of felt weird going in and ordering this. But they facilitated me. They were sweethearts, and so shouts out to them. Here's the spicy, fiery Whopper. And that's the point I was trying to get to, was that the 2 sandwiches were the most expensive. They were like $7 each, and then the rest of this was a lot less, like just a couple bucks each. So these are the most pricey. Go with one of these other ones if you're just purely trying to make your choices based on budget. But here's the fiery Whopper. It looks like it's smothered in just a red sauce, and otherwise it's got the onion, the lettuce, the tomato, the bacon, the pickles, everything you would traditionally see on a nice fast food burger. So yeah. And I did remember the napkins this time. So pat on the back for that. The main thing I'm getting is this real kind of like smoky chipotle type of flavor, like a real deep kind of smoky aspect coming through. More so than the normal kind of charbroiled taste of a Burger King burger. I am getting a little bit of that as well. And there's definitely some lingering heat. But I like that. I was saying that in one of my recent videos, or maybe it was just something I ate just randomly. But it's like, I remember thinking that recently about something that like, it had you could distinctly taste the flavor, and then the heat kind of came on more in the aftertaste. I feel like that's kind of what I was saying about these first two, and I feel like that applies to the sandwich as well. But I feel like this is definitely getting a higher score than these first two, because it has a more depth of flavor. There's like a lot more mingling and going on when you're chewing it, eating it, and then you kind of get that lingering spice afterward. And that's nice. It's cool that when the spice doesn't overpower, but just kind of like comes on and lingers, and it's just like extending the eating experience between each bite. I don't know, maybe that's too like whoop-de-doop-de, but it's cool. There's depth here. You know, that's the point. That's what I have to say about this. You know, getting the pickle flavor there, getting some of that smoky, charbroiled, all mingling going on. You know, these little hand gestures, that's the best way that I can try to describe the flavor experience dancing across my taste buds. All right? And then you get that heat, and it comes on. And I would say the sauce pairs well with the flavors going on in the burger. So overall, this burger, I'm going to have to give it maybe a solid 8. Giving it a solid 8. I feel like there's definitely some good flavor there. So that's what I'm going. That's what I'm going. You know, obviously fast food, you could always talk about the quality of the meat, and there's always like room for that could be better. But I feel like for what it is, like this is, it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. So now we've got the limp and cold chicken fries. Off gate, that's better than the mozzarella stick for sure. If you're trying to get one of the sticks, I got honey mustard with it as well. It's the same. All of them, the spice, it just kind of lingers afterward. But when you're chewing it, eating it, it doesn't feel as spicy. Maybe that's normal for spicy foods, and I sound dumb, like acting like that's the whole thing. But that's just what I'm getting. That's what it's making me think about. Okay, it's nice with the honey mustard. The honey mustard is working with it. It's not too greasy. You're not really getting like a kind of like when you have chicken and it's like the white meat and it's all like juicy and nice. You're not really getting that at all. Like, it's pretty processed, pretty limp, pretty dry in there. But you know what I'm saying? The breading's not overpowering it. It's not overly greasy. You're getting a nice little bit of like chickeny flavor, a little bit in there. Nice lingering spice afterward. So I gotta say these are solid. If they were piping hot and fresh, I might give these up to a 7. But just to try not to, you know, overdo it, we're gonna go with the 6. We're going with the 6 for the chicken fries. Which I believe is the same thing I gave the little drink. So, you know, maybe that's a nice little pairing right there. All right, so we've gotten to we've made it. We've made our way to level 5, to the big dog. Here is the chicken sandwich. And you know, it's got bacon on there. It's got some lettuce and tomato. It's got a nice little white piece of cheese. So pretty much all the same stuff, I believe, as the burger, except for the pickles, which I feel like you usually do get a pickle on a chicken sandwich. So that's interesting. Interesting choice on their part. All right. I'm definitely getting more white meat, chickeny goodness than with the chicken fries. I think it is a little bit spicier than, I feel like all the rest of them were almost like equally spicy to me. I mean, maybe, I guess the drink was the least, but I feel like all of these were about the same for me. And then the chicken is only like a little bit spicier than the other 3. So I don't, as far as the levels, they're all like relatively the same amount of spicy. And it's spicy, but it's like on a spiciness scale, like ranking the whole menu overall, I would only give this maybe like a 5. It's just like right in the middle, but it's not like particularly spicy as far as like spicy items go. But yeah, back to the chicken sandwich, okay? I'm getting a little bit of that same kind of smoky chipotle whatever flavor I was trying to describe with the burger. But I feel like with the chicken sandwich, there's just this pervasive dryness. Like the patty, it's too fat and it's too dry. And that's kind of like, that's definitely lowering its score. And it's taking away from like any flavor that the produce components, the lettuce and tomato and the cheese and everything would be adding to it. It's getting kind of drowned out by like how dry it is. I think it might be like a similar sauce. Like you can see on the burger, like the bright orange of the sauce. You don't really, well, yeah, there's definitely some of it on the chicken. But yeah, that's the main thing. This is just very, very dry. But there is still some solid little flavor that is coming through. The lingering heat, I feel like, is nice compared with the rest of them because it is a little spicier, so you get more of that element. But I would say the star of the fiery menu has got to be the burger. And I would say reach for the burger over the chicken sandwich. The chicken sandwich overall, I'm going to give this like right at mid-tier. Perfectly mid. 5 out of 10 for the chicken sandwich. Yeah, so that's the Burger King fiery menu. I'm gonna get down here to try to show off the crown while I sign off. This has been another Luke food review video. Would thank everyone for watching. Encourage you to leave a like, subscribe to my channel for more videos like these, and leave a comment. Let me know what's happening and what's good with you. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you just have a spicy and fiery day.